It is always a great spectacle for lacrosse. Maryland and Johns Hopkins on BTN this Saturday night. We are off and running. Austin Henningsen and the Terrapins in the white jerseys with the first offense stays in possession.
Good start defensively for Hopkins, not giving up any easy looks to this Terp offense.
Shot clock at 10. Fairman fires and scores.
Double teamed and chased Bernhardt, but this is just one-on-one. Not even a pick. You've got to close out if you're Chris Hubler on Bubba Fairman. You cannot let him get downhill. You cannot let him get his inside shoulder.
Trying to shake loose from Danny Jones. Petramala was saying the last two losses, right? The different ways. As Bernhardt sneaks to score, it's a 2-0 Maryland advantage. Would those losses inspire? Would they motivate?
And that's number 1, number 12, and number 2. And right now, number 1 and number 2 have cleanly won their matchups to start this game. This is best on best. Bernhardt against Foley. If you get your stick. He absorbed a hit right there. He looks okay.
Epstein with a speed dodge. Scores! Racing in off the restart.
We'll take a look at the replay. Off the restart. Epstein says, get out of my way. I want this matchup. It's just speed. And look, he's almost parallel players producing offensively and making hustle plays.
Johns Hopkins coach Petramala says they're better on offense this year. Getting inside here. The goal. There's a flag down. Will it count? Anthony DeMeo.
As officials, here's DeMeo. Does he dive toward the goal mouth? He's going directly at Ryan Darby, makes contact, and they're going to say that number 16 in blue did not push him into the goaltender, which means the pass.
Field rotation, 23 in the white. Then DeMeo throws back. Wisnauskas bluffs it. Skipping on through. Bullseye! Bubba Fairman.
Last year would just post up and rip this right here. But look at his vision. Head up, across the defense, and Bubba Fairman, you saw him circled, does a great job of just finding a seam. Last year, that is a catch and shoot by Logan Wisnauskas. No questions asked.
Turn it back for Zawadzki. Shot clock at 13. Wisnauskas plays a little two-man game with Dubin. Opening up here, turn and score! Jared Bernhardt.
Question answer on how they deal with it. Watch right here. Dubik, a little bit of a moving screen, but Bernhardt wheels around and sticks it.
Maryland is off and running. The combination of Wisnauskas and Bernhardt. 2-10 and his man down special teams. Epstein fires. Dolan snags that. And Danny Dolan reels it into the top of the crease.
Slow start. Quick start here tonight.
Puglisi gets the jump on cue and goes to the cage. Fires and scores. On the run. Short stick defensive midfielder Romans.
Puglisi was picked on all year long. This year, not only can he play defense, but he can smart transition and do things like that. Gets into the open field, and he's able to close the gap with the speed to get underneath the Hopkins defense. They can't have it happen here early in the game to put this thing out of reach.
Blue Jays just felt they gave that game away to the Buckeyes. Forey Smith on the move. This is a heater from the outside. Marr fires to score.
Cheer for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. And I love the unselfishness. Right there, he could have whipped it, but he knows that Kyle Marr is the long-range operator for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. Fakes the shot, probably gets Dolan leaning a little bit to go off of Baskin. Epstein's going to try it again.
With his defender hung up. Quick passing play, score! Williams knifing to the net.
On the previous go, but he didn't. And then we're going to see Epstein just patrolling behind him. Maryland, for whatever reason, loses organization when they're hung up. And Cole Williams cutting down with a stick in his right hand.
Simone off the split there against O'Connell. Here Monte with a short stick defense. Epstein finds the man, big face dodge. Forey Smith fires and scores.
His work from the bottom up, meaning get the defense's head turned. They got to turn around now. Nice stick fake by Forey Smith. Gets to the center of the field and whips it past Danny Dolan. I love the poise and composure of Forey Smith with an assist early.
Bring it straight away for Wisnauskas.
He's licking his chops. He basically has an attackman in Jack Keogh one-on-one.
Wisnauskas fires and scores.
It's not uncommon to have a lot of defense. Was just a no man's land right there, number 24, center of your screen. And when it gets to Logan Wisnauskas does a great job of being patient, creating some separation, creating a long slide. And this was no doubt about it. I'm going to the cooker, and I'm going to shoot. Nice.
DeSimone turns. Took a little necktie there. Epstein fires and scores. Epstein again, too quick to turn that corner.
First quarter, we saw it. Is going to get the pass at X, and he uses the goal to his advantage. He sees that Jack Welding is to his left, in the left portion of the goal. He's going to attack the right. So Welding, right there, just has to skip over the back of the cage, and Epstein was able to actually get about another
top seed in the Big Ten tournament to come next weekend in Piscataway. Rutgers will be there as the 4 seed. Williams fires and stings the corner. Cole Williams, too tough.
If there's over the last couple of weeks, you got to realize that you're a big, strong lefty. And Curtis Corley, good approach, but poor closeout. As you know, Williams is going to go to his left. Credit the big lefty out of Loyola. Right on the doorstep, gets denied. Williams hammers it home on the other end. Instead of 7-5, we're 6-6. This is a big defensive stand for the Terps.
DeSimone, Marr, jump shot, Smith! Forey Smith converts, and Johns Hopkins has.
Or all of the above. Forey Smith is just wide open for not 1, not 2, not 3, but about 4 seconds. Right in the middle of that Maryland defense. Look at him, 1, 2, 3. Man, he was as naked as it can get.
Forey Smith. 33 seconds. Smith, who earlier in the season had a 2-goal game against Towson, as Naruski comes up with the draw. It's Blue Jay ball again. Sin on the run, looking for transition numbers. Firing for the outside. It's Kuhn with a BB. The long stick midfielder.
Well, he's wearing number 19 in honor of Jeremy Huber, a young man who passed away a few years ago. Watch Zinn, and this is just confidence. Kuhn doesn't even think twice. He catches it, finds the goal, and then just lets it rip with 70 inches.
Terps just 3 shots in this quarter. They've turned it over 3 times. Here's a jump shot. Dolan makes a big save on Keogh.
I love his adjustment.
Collectively better than 42%. Mayo lost the handle there. On the run. Picked up quickly by Foley. He'll go to the goal. Foley steps and fires. He scores! Back-to-back long stick goals.
Why Patrick Foley would bat this ball out. There was really no reason. He could have picked it up right there, but look at him track it down, and then a full head of steam. And look at the confidence. Maryland does the right thing by locking down on the attack, and Foley doesn't hesitate. Finds the middle of the field and just lets it rip.
It bounces out of the cross of Wisnauskas. Bernhardt's behind the cage for Maryland, the igniter of their offense. Fairman against Jones. He scores! Bubba Fairman has the hat trick.
Rip to the far post. This one he's out a little bit wider. That little stutter step gets Danny Jones on his heels. And there's no help for number 23 in blue. Watch this right here. If you're number 9 in blue, you got to step out a little bit. At least show that you're going to slide. Even if...
On the wing for Forey Smith. Epstein's feed. Quick stick score! DeSimone.
But this time, no dice. It's almost like Maryland's in a zone. Everybody's above goal line extended, and DeSimone, nothing fancy. He's just going to roll off the crease right there after Jack Welding kind of gives him up and passes him along, and no
Blue
one...
Jays getting it in the cross of a man they like to pull the trigger. Haskins finds the short side.
It's a 2-man game behind the cage. Look at the little pick by Epstein, and I thought Smith could have gone underneath the pick instead of going around it. But by going around it, he allows... He's coming out here in the third quarter, playing much better.
Bring it this way for DeSimone. Epstein turns and scores. Joey Epstein gets his third on the night.
Top side. And watch Joey Epstein starts on the far side of the goal. He's just going to wheel his way around to the right hand and shoot and score. Johns Hopkins up by 5.
Epstein's 7th hat trick of the season. He has a 5. The throwback for Long. Long looking for help. Massey on the jump shot. He scores! Russell Massey.
And changing of the field. You take it from one side to the other, get the defense to turn their heads by pointing it behind an X. Nice little jump step cut with the ball by Massey. Gets leverage and uncorks it. Stick side high against Ryan.
Trying to get top side there on the re-dodge. DeMeo kicks it out. Wisnauskas keeps it hot. Perimeter shot. Score! Bubba Fairman can't be stopped.
Screen. Look at the defense right here. I like it against Bernhardt. I like the slide against DeMeo. You leave that backside open. But this is basically just gunslingers at the OK Corral staring one another down and near post. Bubba Fairman sticks sides.
Getting help here. Another short stick D. Smith there. Williams crossing to score.
Prime example why. If this was beginning middle of the season, Williams would have shot the ball right there. But instead, he withstands the pressure, gets away from the defender, gets his arms free. I mean, that is like a pterodactyl with his wingspan. Beautiful rip.
Once more, shot clock at 4. Fairman sweeping from the top. Fairman fires. He scores! Bubba Fairman has a handful.
And this is a killer. This is Olay defense right here. You just can't stick your cross out and think that's going to stop Bubba Fairman, who's running downhill. You've got to step out with your body, at least knock him off his line if you're Evans in. That does not happen, and Fairman sticks it. The first speed to get to his spot, maybe a couple yards too high up the field, but no backup.
Hubler bullying his way through 2, and the flag comes down. Smith, shot clock at 7. Delayed penalty coming up. Epstein pings the corner.
Epstein is the guy. Look at the shot clock. Lower left-hand corner. The look. Epstein shows the confidence to post up. High heat past Danny Dolan.
The freshman Epstein with a sliver of space. Just enough room. Johns Hopkins looks for a little cushion now. On the sneak, bounce shot, score! Concannon.
This game over the last couple of weeks, he's just behind the cage and makes somebody play you. Recognizes a soft spot, bounces it home, and that is a goal.
Have taken 4 of the last 5 meetings in this ultimate rivalry. Look at Baskin, flashing open to score. The Blue Jays running away and hiding.
You can see him start in the middle of the field. He's just going to fan out. It's basically just 2 men go upfield. He goes downfield. And the miscommunication between, look at the 2 short stick middies for Maryland. They're both running at the ball carrier. That doesn't leave anybody on the interior. Is immense. I saw Joey Epstein play in the fall, and I'm like, this is the #1 recruit. You forget that he was playing high school ball this time last year.
A wicked shot from the outside. Anthony DeMeo gets himself on the board.
Frustration. DeMeo accepts congratulations, but he understands that this game has gotten away from Maryland. What confidence that he has. He just takes a little crow hop in, whips it from his ankles. I love Anthony DeMeo's game, and I guarantee that next week he's going to be a bigger part of it.
On the scoop here, Foley, who was instrumental both offensively and defensively. Johns Hopkins will celebrate in College Park once again. It's Team 11 victors.
There you see Joey Epstein jumping into the pile. Great celebration at the Blue Jay bench on the Maryland side. Is back.